Well, hello everybody and welcome. My name is Mitchell Osborn. You can find me at mitchellosborn.com, and this is my live event, my mindfulness meditation live event here on Facebook. If you're joining me live, hello and welcome. If you're coming in on the replay or the post from afterwards, then hello as well. Tonight, I really want to just go over with you what mindfulness is, what are some of the benefits of it, and then just take you through a simple mindfulness session at the end. Will probably just be about 25 to 30 minutes at the most, but also I wanted to answer any questions you might personally have about mindfulness and meditation. So first, and I was kind of waiting to see if some people show up here. If not, I'm still going to have the session. So whether you're watching it live or not. But last night I did a live event for animal communication called Talking Animals with Mitchell, and I'm pretty much doing that every Sunday night. So you can find the event on my Facebook business page, which you can get a reading, but you've got to post early because I can usually get through about 4 or 5 of them. So I can get through a couple of them. And let's see, a week from tonight, I will be doing readings with V. It's just our shenanigans that we get together. And just a moment, I'll start going over some of the benefits of mindfulness. And something interesting I was being mindful of today, I looked at my last night's session, and it only had like maybe 25 people viewed it, where normally the night of, there's a bunch. So I'm wondering if Facebook is changing some algorithms, or my eCam as it's lining up, because that's the platform I use, is called eCam for this live platform, because once I do it here, then I send it over to my YouTube channel and save it there so that people can watch it as well. So if you're out there, say hello. Let me know where you are coming in live from. And like I said earlier, I'm going to just go over some of the benefits of mindfulness and what it is basically, and then do just a quick little mindfulness session at the end. So hello everybody coming on live. I see a few numbers ticking up there. So if you're out there, say hello. It usually takes about 20 to 30 seconds for the message to pop up where I can see it. But thanks for being here with me. This is an important week, by the way. So we had a new moon yesterday of this taping, which was on Sunday, October the 27th. And then we have Mercury going retrograde on Halloween night, or Halloween day, October 31st. It's already in the shadow, so you're probably feeling, hey, Alice, how are you? And also the Gaelic pagan festival celebration of the new year is November 1st. So a lot of stuff going on. So if you have any questions about mindfulness, feel free to type them in. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go over what it is. And there goes my light. Time to go. So I want to read like a real definition of it, and I'm going to tell you just like what I call the layman's term. But mindfulness and meditation, or mindfulness meditation really, is the basic human ability to be fully present, aware of where you are and what you're doing, and not overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's going on around you. And in a nutshell, for me, when I teach mindfulness and I get to do this work at my corporate day job, which is fun, I've been able to incorporate this part of my woo-woo world into that, because it's one of those things where mindfulness, big corporations, companies can get behind it, and I'll talk about that in just a moment why. But really, mindfulness is being present in the moment, paying attention to your body and your breath, paying attention to any sensations, paying attention to the inhale and the exhale of your breath. But more importantly, paying attention without judgment, without criticizing, without analyzing it. And that's one of the hardest things to do, because we usually want to know what's going on, what's happening. And a lot of times when we start to meditate, our mind wanders off. And when I work with clients, I say so many times, and if your mind wanders off, it's absolutely okay. Just acknowledge where your mind went and bring your awareness back to your breath, back to your body. And that's really what mindfulness is. And if you check out some of the books that are out there, literally the books are so small, they're just not big books. They're like 80 to 110 pages. And the reason I'm looking up some of the books, and the reason I think they're so small is because mindfulness is so simple. It really is. And a couple books that I recommend, Mindfulness in Plain English and Mindfulness for Beginners, or Full Catastrophe Living. Now, Mindfulness for Beginners, Full Catastrophe Living is by Kabat-Zinn, John Kabat-Zinn, Kabat-Zinn. And the Mindfulness in Plain English, I will spell the name. It's Gunaratana, Gunaratana. But those are three books that I definitely recommend. I also recommend Insight Timer as an app to use. They have binaural beats there. If you're someone who does binaural beats, you can do a lot of stuff for free, but you can also purchase and do some other things as well. Insight Timer, great one, like I just said, Calm and Headspace. And, what I wanted to say about like mindfulness becoming a big buzzword. So John Kabat-Zinn, who is kind of considered the father of mindfulness here in the U.S., 40 years ago this year, in the basement of a building in the University of Massachusetts, he started doing, testing and working with people to develop mindfulness and to understand it better. So now there's 40 years of data. So when there's 40 years of data behind it, that's why big companies can say, okay, there's a proven track record. Mindfulness, does all this stuff for you. Mindfulness can help lower blood pressure. Mindfulness can help bring more peace, tranquility, calmness into your life. It can help with sleeping. It can help you easier to fall asleep and then go back to sleep at night. That's one of the ones I use it for, and I'll talk briefly about that. Also, it helps improve the immune system. It helps, for me personally, the biggest one is it puts distance between me and my reaction to things. So in Central Florida, there's an interstate called Interstate 4, and it is considered, you can Google this, it's considered the deadliest highway or stretch of highway in the United States. And right now it's under complete construction through the Orlando area. And I say that because I kind of grew up on I-4. But, years ago, I pretty much got my road rage, which wasn't a lot compared to most people, under control when I remember hearing or reading an article about, a car got in a fight with a semi, and the semi guy got out and shot the guy and killed him dead. And it was just anger, And I remember thinking, I don't want that to happen to me. So I really worked on not being so crazy driving behind the wheel of the car. But I drive that stretch 25 miles to and from work, so 25 miles each way. Hey, Norm. And I have become much more of a calm, peaceful driver. And I attribute that to mindfulness, because if someone cuts me off or gets in my lane, ego, now what I do is I kind of go, I wonder what's going on with that person. I wonder what's happening in their life. And I just, I come at it from a more peaceful, calm place. Now, I'm calm. I've recognized the situation. I acknowledge what just happened. And this is all in a split second. But then I have the choice. Do I beep the horn because they did jeopardize my life and my safety, or the safety of the child in the backseat of their car? Then I can do that. It doesn't mean I'm not going to beep the horn, but what it does is it doesn't get me all riled up, because in the last probably 2 years, I've done the whole, how dare you drive, and, and pull up beside them and just look at them, done that. And I remember, or just beep the horn. And I remember for the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'm trying to release that. I'm trying to release that energy, that ugliness that I had, that ego that I had. And I sit there and I think, this is not good for me. It's not good for my body, the stress, and usually, yes, Norm. Well, hopefully you'll find this session beneficial, because I'm going to show you a real simple way to bring yourself into mindful place at the end of this session. We'll just be about another 20 minutes total. But yeah, so I really, learned how to tame that beast. And a lot of times, like 10, 15 minutes minutes later, I'm apologizing energetically to that person who I have no idea who they are, where they went, or anything. But I'm usually like, whoever you were, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I lost my cool, my temper, sending you lots of high vibration on your day, whatever got you to that place where you are. So it's just made a big difference. And then the other thing, that's one of the big ways I see it. Then the other way is at night. You usually wake up to go to the bathroom between 3 and 3:30. Raise your hand if that's you. That's the bewitching hour. I believe it's when the body shifts from digesting food into excreting it, and the process of kind of letting it go. Because there's a time where it's the best time to consume food, it's the best time to digest food, and it's the best time to release the food, and get it out of your system. And they're usually 8-hour increments. So Alice says, yes, 2 years we're out. Years ago, you were out of horn while daily commuting, and now I'm more gentle spirit. That's beautiful. And you know what? It is not about the other people. This is about you. This is about being gentle on your soul, on your body, on your system. Because we know what stress does to the body, and that is fight or flight. And there's nothing to do. We can't do anything. We can't fight, and we can't flight. We're driving. We got to get to work. But yes. So. So it definitely has a lot of benefits. And for me, like I said, I lost my train of thought. So for me, going back to sleep is the challenge. And it's not so much that I'm worrying about life and stuff, but I'm laying there. It's 3:30 in the morning. I just went to the bathroom. I come back and I'm thinking about my day, and I'm planning, and I'm going over choreography for the classes that I teach. And all of a sudden I kind of go, oh, wait a minute. It's not that I can't go back to sleep. It's I forgot that I need to, or I want to, or I have time. So I just set the intention and take a couple deep breaths. Now, what I do, which is part of my hypnotherapy training, is every time I inhale, I open my eyes. When I exhale, I close my eyes. So it's like a slow blink. And I inhale, and I think the word relax. And as I exhale, I say release and let go. And I usually will add the word sleep. Inhale, open eyes, relax. I'm thinking relax. Exhale, close, release, and let go, and sleep. So simple words: inhale, relax; exhale, release and let go; sleep. And just add the word sleep in. And very Pavlovian response, like the more you do it, the quicker, the faster. Usually 3 to 5 breaths, I'm out. I don't even remember taking the last breath. I'm just back to sleep. And it really has proven good, because a lot of times I'll lay there for 30, 40 minutes, which is not a big deal, because I do eventually go back to sleep. But it's like acknowledging and realizing, go to sleep. It's time to sleep. So that's something that it benefits me, putting the distance between me and my reactions and helping me go back to sleep, and just having a more calm system. If you fly on airplanes, a lot of times this is what I do when I get there. I just take those breaths. I bring myself to a peaceful, calm place. And also I've had, since I've been doing mindfulness, I've had, I think 2 crowns put on. They've been the best dental experiences I've ever had, because I literally am almost out of my body, because I am in a mindful, meditative, hypnotic state. I am just breathing deeply. A lot of times they usually go, Mr. Osborn, you need to wake up. I mean, literally, I'm asleep. And the cool thing is the next morning, I don't feel any pain. Not from the work they did, not from the needle that they did. And I mean, it's minimal pain. And I believe that's because I don't have the adrenaline rushing through my body the day before, causing all the problems. Plus, I don't attach that emotional fear to it. I don't attach, oh my gosh, this is going to be painful. Oh my gosh, I hate the dentist. Oh my gosh, I can't, I don't want to, I hate it. I don't attach all that to it. And this is how I always compare like animals. They don't attach the emotions. They hurt themselves, get bumped, get hit, fall down. They pop back up. They go, ow, that hurt. And then they go on with their life. They don't sit there and go over and over and over, which is what we humans do. We go over and over and over in our mind. So you guys, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm just kind of looking over my notes before I dive into the mindfulness at the end. I think I said lowers heart rate, better attention and focus. A lot of people who do sports implement some mindfulness into their session. So getting started, let me just touch briefly on this, and you guys can rewatch this, or you can always email me and ask me. First of all, how long should you meditate? However much time you got. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever feels comfortable to you. I started with 6 minutes a day in the month of June 4 years ago. And every month I added a minute. So 7th month, July, I added a minute. 8th month, I added a minute. I do it every day right back there in that chair that's got the beige blanket and the blue on top. those blankets are there for Bart because he lays there, so I don't want him clawing at my nice red lazy boy chair that I use for clients. But if you can do it at the same time, same place every day, that is wonderful. But it doesn't have to be that. Same location, like I said, very good. Body position. If your intention is to fall asleep, then laying down is okay. Otherwise, a little bit of an angle, but in an upright chair, even while you're driving the car, you can do it. You obviously have to be mindful of what you're doing and eyes open, but you absolutely can do that. Eyes can be open or closed doing mindfulness practice, whatever feels comfortable. And then just really focusing on your breath. You can focus on an object, scenery like an ocean or a river, wherever you really, really feel like you want to do it, it can be done. You can do mindfulness walking. You can do it while you're doing the dishes. Just focus on repetition, which is usually the breath or the body. If you're doing it at the dishes, the counter, every time you take your hand in and out of the water, just feel the temperature change. If you up the temperature, feel the warmth of the water. If you lower it down, when you put your hand back into the old water and it's colder, feel it, acknowledge in the moment. If you've probably heard this before, but typically people who suffer from depression or sadness are usually shoulda, coulda, woulda, living in the past. People who often have anxious feelings or anxiety, or they're just shaky, are usually those that are focused on the future, what's going to happen, fearful, not knowing, unexpected stuff. It's living in the moment with the breath is where you can find your peace. So living in the past can be a challenge, living in the future, but finding your breath and living in the moment is where you can find that peace and calm and rest. So, first of all, I want to tell you how you can do this same thing that I'm going to take you through in a moment. And if you have some gentle music, you can play it, but I can't play it while we're doing it. So I need you to just be conscious of that. But three things: VAK, visual, auditory, kinesthetic. So right now, if you can, at home, make sure you're at home or whatever. If you're driving and you're somehow happen to be watching me, keep your eyes on the road, pay attention, but you can still do this because this is how you can do it while you're driving. So just I'm just going to ask you some questions, but the first 30 seconds to a minute, I just want you to look around right now. So just look around and in your mind or out loud if you're by yourself, just say what you see. I see myself in the camera. I see a green line with my name. I see a circled light. Just say in your mind what you see, visual. Just name it, claim it, either repeat it in your mind or say it out loud. Just say what you see. That immediately brings you into the present moment because you're acknowledging what's in front of you right now. So now shift and listen. What do you hear? I can hear a clock ticking. I can hear the candle behind me flickering. So I'm going to shut up. You can hear my voice. So what else do you hear? Just name it, claim it. You can say it out loud or in your head. What do you hear? All right, now that brings you into the present moment. Now, finally, what do you feel? I feel the back of my legs on the chair. I feel both my big toes because I'm not wearing new shoes. I feel them touching. I can feel one hand on top of the other. I can feel the coolness of the desk that my arms are on. I can feel a little brighter light over here. So I'm going to be quiet and just go through and name what you feel, emotions, the back of the chair, back of your legs, your buttocks, your bowels. What do you feel? Beautiful. So that is I got it from by the way, mindfulness.org is a great website. If you sign up for it, they'll send you once a week an email with things just like this, because I pulled this from there. It's called the 3-minute mindful hack. And literally they just say spend 1 minute on each of those. So in the world of hypnosis and hypnotherapy, when I take someone into hypnosis, this is what I'm doing. I'm saying, see what you see, hear what you hear, feel what you feel. Those three things, hey, Michelle, those three things can help bring you right into the moment. So all you have to do to bring yourself into a mindful moment, say you're walking into a business meeting, just take a brief moment, and it's one that's maybe going to be stressful, or while you're in the meeting and you're having to listen to somebody, just look around the room and say what you see in your mind. Say what you see. Look around the room, say what you hear in your mind. Just repeat it in your mind, what I hear. I hear the boss rambling on. I can hear that woman tapping her shoe. Then what do you feel? I feel like I want to get up and run. See, hear, feel, or VAK. Visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Hey, Joan. Good to be with you again. So 2 nights in a row. So, I plan on making these short. I plan on doing these about every 2 weeks. I'm going to do some tapping. I'm going to do some eye movement therapy if I can figure out how to do that on the computer. I'll definitely do some mini hypnosis sessions. And I love your input on what you got going on in your life, because then I can tailor what I do to you guys. But right now, I want to take you through what I just did, but with a little more emphasis. So if you have the ability to close your eyes, we're going to do just about a 5 to 7 minute mindfulness meditation on what I just showed you, the visual, the auditory, and the kinesthetic. But this time we're going to close our eyes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a really pretty picture over the screen. So if you open your eyes, you're not looking at me. Plus, I don't have to look at myself. But we're just going to take about 5 to 7 minutes. So if you can, get yourself comfortable. If you have earbuds, they're great, but you don't have to do them. But get yourself where you can kind of relax and sit down. Yes, Michelle, we'll definitely do some tapping. I do tapping on myself every single day. So here comes the pretty picture. So just about 5 to 7 minutes, you guys. So find yourself in a comfortable place. If you can, place your feet flat on the ground. If you can set your phone or your computer, whatever, aside where you can still hear me, there's nothing to look at. Relax your arms best you can. If you can, lean back against the chair and just drop your chin down to your chest just a little bit. If you need to keep your eyes open for whatever reason, that's okay. You can as well. So dropping your chin to your chest just a little bit. Allow your eyes to close. And just bring your awareness to your breath. And all I mean by that is follow your breath in the nose or mouth. Follow that breath down the windpipe, into the lungs, and back out again. So just pay attention to your breath. Notice the rise and fall of your chest and belly. And as you focus on the breath, you may find your breathing slowing down as you relax. You may in return find your heart rate slowing as you don't need it pumping quite so much because you become even more relaxed. So now on each inhalation, I want you to inhale and think the word relax. So every time you take a breath in, just repeat in your mind, relax. And once you've done that a few times, no rush, go at your own pace, I want you to add in the words release and let go on the exhalation. So that every time you take a breath in, you repeat in your mind the word relax. And every time you let the breath leave your body, you think or repeat in your mind the words release and let go. And if your mind wanders off, it's absolutely okay. All I want you to do is acknowledge where your mind went, and then bring your awareness back to your breath, back to the words, release and let go on the exhalation, and relax on the inhalation. Now go ahead and let all the words fade away where you're just left with the breath again. Just focusing on the breath. And now for the next few seconds, about 40 seconds, with your eyes closed, I want you to imagine that you are in a beautiful, wonderful, safe, tranquil place. So as you imagine that location, just look around and see what you see in that location. Look down at your feet if you have feet. Look to the right. Notice colors. Notice shapes. Notice if there are other people or animals. Look above you. Look behind you. Just notice what you see. And now, staying in that beautiful, peaceful place, I want you to listen. Listen very closely. Listen closely to that imagined environment. What do you hear? Do you hear a babbling brook or an ocean? Can you hear a bird in the sky? If you're walking around, do you hear the crunch of leaves below your feet? Just hear what you hear and trust your first impressions without trying to analyze, without trying to figure things out, without being critical. And now, in that beautiful environment, slow, natural breaths, just see what you feel. Acknowledge if you feel a cool breeze on your arms or face. Notice if there are any sensations or emotions popping up in the body. Simply feel what you feel. If your mind wanders off, it's all right. Acknowledge where it went, what you were thinking about, and come back to your breath, back to your body and what you're feeling, whether it's in the body or outside. And one last time, just look around and see what you see. Hear what you hear. And feel what you feel. Acknowledge your breath. Just simply say, I feel the breath coming into my body and leaving. Honor it, thank it. This breath, this cycle, which has been with you pretty much on and on, never stopping since the first day you took a breath, not stopping for any length of time at least. Let all the words fade away to where you're just left with the breath. And start to take some fuller, deeper breaths in. And the next time you exhale, just wiggle your toes just a little bit. Next time you exhale, wiggle your fingers, maybe rotate your wrists. Now the next time you inhale, lift your shoulders up. And as you exhale, set your shoulders back and down, sitting up a little taller. And the next time you exhale, just simply allow your eyes to open, come back into the room, fully present and aware. Eyes open, fully present, aware of me. Let me know that you're back in the room and you're fully present with me. No one's drifted off. So there is a very, very simple, two simple ways of doing it. One with your eyes open, because you can do it while you're driving. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? Another one that you can do, and literally that was 7 minutes, you guys. So you literally can walk yourself through that every morning for 5 to 7 minutes, setting your intention for a beautiful day. And when you get to what do you see, what do you hear, what do you feel, you can also, what do you see? And when you see it, then you can also set the intention of how your day is going to look. Thank you, Joan. Thank you, Norm. Thank you, Alice. Thank you. Hey, Liz. Liz, you can go back and watch it. But you guys, that is mindfulness in a nutshell. Paying attention to the breath in the body, when your thoughts wander away, because they're going to wander away, our mind never stops. It's like a puppy dog, and you can bring its attention by holding up some food, but the moment you give the food, it's back to wandering around. It's like monkey mind in meditation and yoga. Here they call it, the puppy dog mind. So, but it's very simple. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? You can create elaborate ways of walking down stone steps. What do you see? What do you hear? The babbling brook, the flickering flames. What do you feel? The breeze, the coolness of the steps. And that brings you into the moment. And that, my friends, is really what mindfulness is all about, bringing you into the moment. I'll leave you with this. A wise yogi who was like 17 years old, and I was so much younger. Hi, Sally. Oh, oh, you're seeing some other people? You said Sally, Karen, Joe, this guy. Oh, hi. Oh, you're tagging people. So, hey. So, where was I going? Wise yogi. And she was like 17. I was like 21. But I called her a wise yogi because she was one of those old souls. She said, the body can remind us of the past. And I always say, just look in the mirror. You'll see the lines and the tracks of where you've been. The mind is the reminder of the future, because it's the future, because you can think, you can plan, you can prepare things. And the breath is the moment, and the breath is what brings the body and the mind into the present moment. So it really, really, really is. Hey, Lisa, it really is that simple, you guys. The hard part is practicing it. Just like pretty much everybody listening to the sound of my voice, you know what to do with food and exercise. Eat less calories than you expend. But discipline, making a habit, finding the kind of exercise you want, learning maybe a little bit here and there, but it really is a simple thing, because we all can go out and just walk. And that's one of the ways we can exercise. But mindfulness is the same thing. So I encourage you to practice it. My goal is to do this every other week. Next Monday night at this time, actually right at this time, V and I will be doing readings. We'll be pulling cards for people. But 2 weeks from tonight, I will do this again. I'm not sure what I'll be doing. So if you have some ideas, if you got some stuff going on, in your life, let me know what's happening. Private message me. Ask me, say, hey, can mindfulness help with this? And I'll say, it can. I'm going to do that next week. But I'll definitely be doing some NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. I'll definitely do some hypnosis as a group. I'll definitely do some tapping. We can tap a little bit. I did a tapping video for missing animals. So if you ever have an animal go missing, let me know. We can tap and bring the animal home. It's been really cool how it works, because a lot of time it's about the human, why the animal left. And on Sunday nights, I'm doing animal communication called Talking Animals with Mitchell. I try to put up the event 2 weeks or a week in advance, so it's always there. So you can click yes, and then you'll get reminders as well. So hey, Samantha. Yes, go back and watch the beginning. And then check out my website, mitchellosborn.com. I had New Moon Manifesting spread up for yesterday. This week, I forgot what this week's spread is, the discount spread. I looked that up. But the Halloween Year Ahead spread I've got available, which is basically November 1st through the end of October of next year. It's that time of the year, the Halloween spread. And check out my YouTube channel, where I do a weekly and a monthly spread. Break Out of a Rut is a 8-card spread that is the discounted spread of the week. It's only $20. And I do a YouTube video just like this and send you the 8-card spread back to you. It's designed just for you. It's not a canned spread that I send out to a bunch of people, because when I turn it on, I say your name. And if I know you, I pull in some of the connection from what I know about you as I do the reading. So thank you, everybody, for showing up. Thanks for retweeting this, subscribing, sharing, doing all that good stuff. And I appreciate you here and being active. And the yogi in me, which I don't consider myself a yogi, but I practice yoga. But I say to you, may the beautiful, powerful, wonderful, awesome sexiness in me see and recognize the beautiful, powerful, awesome, wonderful sexiness in you. Namaste. Have a good night, you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.